What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about signs that a man is unhappy in your relationship or in your dating situation if you haven't gotten to a relationship yet. Your situationship, I guess. Now in this video, I'll go over 4 main signs that a man is unhappy in the relationship. And after that, I'll get to a general answer of how you can start addressing why he's unhappy and what you can do about it. Or you can just check out my last video. I talked about how to find out what a man wants or what a man needs in my last video. So if you haven't watched it, that's the answer. Do that. That was in that video. The thumbnail had love in it. It's one of my last couple of videos. It had the word love in the thumbnail with some hearts on it. That video. Go watch that video. That video is the answer to these issues. These 4 signs that a man is unhappy. With that said, I'm going to jump right into it. Sign number 1. He doesn't go out of his way for you. Meaning he says no a lot. Now listen, a lot of guys don't say no to their woman, right? They might give her variations of yes that feel like resistance, but for the most part, they try to do what's requested of them, right? It's too important to keep her happy and to keep her secure, right, than to have his convenience, right? So when a guy is overutilizing his boundaries, when a guy is overutilizing the word no, it means he's losing hope in the relationship, or that he's very unhappy and he's trying to transfer that energy or dissipate that energy by passing some back to you or just resisting you. For the most part, within reason, men want their women happy. They want to be happy too, but they want their women happy. They prioritize their woman's happiness. Now, I'm not a big fan of happy wife, happy life as a quote, right? I like the quote, it's called, I think, happy spouse, happy house or some shit like that, which means equally, 2 people's mutual happiness is as important as the wife, right? That we always emphasize. Even so, a lot of men don't tell their women no. I know I don't tell my wife no. Within reason, if she asks me to do anything, she might not get it right then. I might have to take a nap before it. I might tell her tomorrow. I might set another date or precedent for it under a different circumstance, but I always give her some variation of yes, because she never asks me anything that is unreasonable. She might catch me off guard with something that might inconvenience me, so I need some time to sit into the fact that I might be doing something that I didn't want to do, or agreeing to something that I might not have thought of first. But for the most part, because she has this home's and this family's best interests at heart, I don't tell my wife no. I don't need her bitter, and I don't need her getting upset with me and trying to figure out how to tell me no for the things that she does for me or the things that I request of her. I'm protecting the relationship by always saying yes in some form so that she understands that this thing is mutual. And so when I need something, she's not like, oh, remember when I needed something? No, yeah, fuck you. Because that's how people are. People generally give what they get back from people. So if I start telling her no, I'm going to have a problem getting the things that I need and I love and I've come to expect from her. So I don't tell her no. But if a guy's telling you no a lot, he's utilizing his boundaries. If he doesn't care about any repercussions or any response or reactions that you get, or that he gets, I'm sorry, from him telling you no all the time, it's because he's losing faith in the relationship and he's no longer nurturing or watering the relationship like he should, probably because he's unhappy. With that said, we're moving on. Sign 2 that your man is unhappy is he no longer complains or brings up things that bother him. Likely because he's lost hope in your willingness to do anything about them, your willingness to change or grow or evolve. People stop complaining when they've given up. If he used to complain about your attitude problem, but now when you give him attitude, he doesn't even respond to it. It's almost like he doesn't hear it at all, like it goes in one ear and out the other, like he's ignoring you or like you're talking to a brick wall. It's not because he's unbothered by it. It's not because he's gotten used to you. It's not because he's acclimated to your tone. It's because he's given up on you. It's because he's given up on thinking that you could improve something in that area. He's gaining resentment every time you think you've won an argument through your toxic means of communication, if you have one. That's just an example. A guy could complain about your health or fitness level. While it's arguable, and I know there's be a lot of arguments in the comment section about whether a guy should ever do that, the point is, and what remains to be a fact is, men like what they like. And if you were in a certain type of shape when a guy got with you, and outside of having his children, you've just let yourself go, he might have a problem with that. So as an example, if that's the thing that he's used to complain about and you're still gaining weight and he's not complaining anymore, he hasn't stopped liking the most in shape version of you. He's just lost hope in the fact that you will ever do anything about it. Again, just an example, but a realistic example. I don't want to tiptoe around this shit. I can't stand when people require me to do videos and then I can't bring up the real issues that people face in their relationships. I'm not going to play with y'all like that. A lot of people have this issue in their relationship. Some of you post inappropriate things on social media. Some of you shit on your man or want to argue with him through social media attacks. Some of you post memes that are in direct correlation with the issues or the arguments that you're having, right? If he used to complain about it, but he stopped, it's because he's lost faith in your ability to give a damn enough to do something about the issue that he's brought up a lot of times. Whatever the issue is, pick one. These are just examples. If a man used to complain about something that you know you haven't improved on and he stopped complaining about it, it's because he's chosen resentment and he's allowing it to build up until he has the heart to do something about it himself, which is generally going to be some form of destruction to the relationship. So if your man no longer complains or brings up things that you know bother him, that you know you're still doing, it's a good sign that he's very unhappy and he might be on his way out. Moving on, sign number 3 that a man is unhappy is he no longer pursues you sexually. It's likely because he's resenting you and he's resisting you out of disgust. He no longer wants to need you. He no longer wants to crave you. He's irritated. He's resentful. He's frustrated. He's hopeless and he's done. When a guy starts to resist you sexually because he hasn't gotten his way emotionally or intellectually or mentally, when he doesn't feel like he's being served in the other ways that are important to him, and he starts to cut you off sexually, it's because he's forcing himself to not need you in any way whatsoever, to prepare himself for a breakup. We all know how important sex can be to men, and that doesn't stop just because you're not getting along. That doesn't stop just because you have an issue. So yeah, if a couple of days goes by and you don't have sex or he's not trying to connect with you because you're going through something in the heat of the moment, that's understandable. That might not mean anything at all. But if you haven't even had an issue or discussed anything, you just know your relationship isn't doing well and he's turning you down and not having sex with you or not trying to touch you at all, he's resisting you because he's trying to create sexual independence from you. And that a lot of times is out of disgust and out of spite and out of frustration and out of resentment. He's on his way out if something doesn't change. And again, I don't assume that just because a man is on his way out or a man is unhappy that it's all your fault or that he's even worth trying to make happy. The video is not about if the man is worth or worthy of being made happy by you. That is not what this video is about. But these are signs that a man is becoming resentful and starting to resist the relationship emotionally. All of these signs are him protecting himself emotionally. His resentment is at a 10 because he doesn't even want to need to touch you. He doesn't want anything from you. That's a problem. It's a bad sign. Moving on, last but not least, the 4th sign that a man is completely unhappy in a relationship is he avoids issues totally and won't even defend himself against your arguments or accusations against him. So even if you approach him or you bring up something to him or you accuse him of something, he won't even defend himself. He won't engage in an argument. He won't attempt to fight off what you're saying. He won't attempt to create an understanding. He won't even have the conversation. He'll just be like, well, that was up. Okay. Oh yeah, whatever. All right. Cool. He's indifferent to whether or not you're upset, whether or not you're angry, whether or not you're happy, you're sad, you're frustrated, you're hurt. It literally becomes like, again, talking to a brick wall. He won't bring his stuff up like in the previous sign, but even if you bring your stuff up, he doesn't even get frustrated. He doesn't even attempt to get some understanding. He doesn't even attempt to defend himself or correct you when you accuse him of something that he hasn't done. He's lost hope in your ability to interpret or to overcome or to work through any issue. And he no longer has the willingness or the desire to be on the same side as you. He's not even avoiding issues as much as they just don't matter to him. A lot of times this is him protecting himself again emotionally, not allowing you to affect him. But if a man has to protect himself from you, your relationship's in the red zone. Now again, if a guy's doing any of these things, if you see any of these signs in your relationship by themselves, you have a shot. But if you see all of these signs or 3 out of 4 of these signs in your relationship, I'm not sure if there's a lot you can do at this point, but you can attempt to. Like I said in my previous video, which you should watch if you haven't, which I put out yesterday, the one right before this one, you'll get the answers you need about how to figure out how to overcome some of the things that might be causing the resentment in your relationship. I'll simplify it here so that you understand the premise of that video. Ask for feedback. Ask for feedback. But I did a whole video on it. It's 11 minutes long. I don't need to go into 11 more minutes of explaining it here. But you need to learn how to ask for feedback, and I go over that in this video. That video will help you discover what matters most to him so you can give him more of that and pull him out of a place of resentment or discouragement or disdain even. Again, within reason. Some people are too far gone. So with that said, that's all I got for now. Follow me at KidFic24 on Instagram. If you or your partner or y'all as a couple need relationship advice, you can go to girltalkwithguys.com. I do couples coaching as well. I love working with couples and bringing people back together. So if that's something that you're interested in, click on the link below. Follow me at KidFic24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.